Think Princess Jasmine if she was a modern day influencer. That's what we're going for here. I am about to do a walkthrough for the Jasmine concept. So we're gonna walk through the elements from mood to color palette. We're also gonna go over some art direction, some shots you might wanna include in your concept, as well as wardrobe and beauty. Little disclaimer at the bottom, we don't own any of these images. This is just made for educational purposes and hopefully just examples and my commentary, of course. So let's get into it. We are going to start with the mood. So Jasmine is all about like serenity, kind of seclusion. She is more of, I say she because this one is based on kind of a storyline of like if Princess Jasmine herself, like the nostalgic princess that we all love and know, if she herself was like a modern day influencer. So think that way, think of what her feed would look like, what her wardrobe would be, access to all of that affluent, daddy money. Think about what it would look like. She would be a super high-end princess, basically. Our color palette here has really pretty blues and greens and that whole serene palette. So you could lean towards the green side, the blue side, a lot of neutrals, ivories would be beautiful with this as well. I also like the idea of the contrast of gold, which kind of brings in the luxury, and you'll see later where we bring that in. The first on our shot list is putting chains on the skin. I love the contrast between this open skin with like delicate chains. I think that would be very beautiful to incorporate. Think belly chains, hand chains, necklaces, and we're thinking dainty chains on open skin, so open back, things of that nature. We're also going to take some deadpan shots of our model here. So she's gonna be looking straight on the camera. You can have her at a location, she could be in a studio, but she's gonna be glam from head to toe. She's gonna be princess from head to toe, looking straight at the camera, very serious, like emotionless. I tend to think that no emotion on a model actually elevates it across the board, doesn't matter what concept you're doing. I think if the higher end brand you have, the less smiling you should do. That's just a hill I will die on. I really think that that is super, super elegant and you just can't go wrong with it. Another one we're gonna do is this, I call this one garden air. She's like the heir to the throne. She is gonna take a walk around her garden. So you could do this in a public garden, you could do this literally anywhere in your hometown that has something. You can think it through, but be creative with this. All you need is one or two stunning shots and it will kind of fill in the whole storyline of this brand campaign. I like the princess sleeve shot as well, where you're covering all the knuckles. Here in some of the images, you're seeing nails, you're seeing rings. So if that is one of the details that you choose to use and incorporate that into your campaign, your concept, then I would definitely grab one of those shots as well if you're going heavy on the jewelry, heavy on the nails. One of the elements for art direction is using white florals. So you could use the actual jasmine flower, which I think would also reinforce the whole theme of this concept. But you could really use any white flower. I think floating them in a pond or a pool, I think that would be pretty to mix those elements with floral and water. You could use those shots for B-roll, having your model hold the white flower, put the flower in her hair, have her walk through some water if you don't mind laundering your items after, have her take a walk through your environment so that the really pretty fabrics that you choose in your wardrobe direction kind of mix in with the scene a little bit. So that's gonna be our contrast there. Some other styling direction here would be to opt for pieces that have more of a drape in the back, the open back, and foresee the kind of Indian influences coming in evening wear right now, where everyone's wearing those little scarves and they kind of drape off at the back. We like that. We like the extra fabric, the opulence, the trains, the draping. You get the idea. Here again with the belly chains on the fabric, a couple examples there for you. Over the dress, we're gonna put the belt over the pant, put the belt over, you kind of get the idea. And the whole idea here is to contrast the green and the gold, or the blues and the gold, and the metallic kind of shimmery fabrics with the gold jewelry. I think that would be super pretty. Beauty direction for this one is so fun. Now you could go the natural route. I do have a natural, like 2 natural examples on here. with soft features, and then just like wavy hair would be really pretty if you had like a dark haired model. You could also, which is my preference, kind of go in the little crazier option. You're gonna grab more eyeballs this way. You can partner with local salons and get a stylist to do something crazy and fun for you, or you could just kind of overload her, as I have in the example here, with clips and gems. I also like the center part loaded with gemstones. That would be absolutely stunning in a look like this. I think it would be a great time if you're watching this in real time. We use the gemstone trend. The gemstone trend is currently heating up right now at the time of this video, so keep that in mind. You could just use it for a hair element. You don't necessarily have to have a gemstone product. I love the idea of the headband with the tassels. So what we're trying to do here is create a lot of visual interest, almost like a modern day crown would be, and we're putting jewels and gems all around the face and the hair. Wardrobe is pretty simple, it's pretty self-explanatory, but we're doing silk chiffons, high slits, drapey fabrics, sheer and ombre fabrics could be really pretty as well. I like the idea of keeping the length long if you're going for a dress look. Reflective fabrics or something that has a sheen or a shine to it, that could be pretty as well. And I do have a ton of examples here on the merchandising page, as I do in all of the concept kits. This one is very drapey, it's flowy. We're doing a lot of the satin long blues and greens, lots of different examples here. And then for accessories, I like the idea of doing like little starbursts. So floral and star elements would be really pretty to incorporate within the jewelry. Also the blue and green gemstones with the gold combo, that's a winner. That's like, if you don't know what to do, I would go that route. And then the last page here, we have a lot of B-roll kind of images to inspire you as well. I think it would be really cute to incorporate some tiger images in your B-roll and kind of bring home that whole storyline of the modern day Jasmine. That is it for this concept. I hope that inspired you guys to try something different with your campaigns. I hope it inspired you also to create something visually stunning without a huge budget. Just by knowing how to mix all these elements together, I think could really create you a really powerful visual campaign. So try it, I would love to see it. I'm gonna create more of these in the future and walk you through all the concepts that we have on the website. So I hope that helped you guys. We will see you in the next video.